RPGrinders here. I'm on with Eric RPG. We're waiting for break to get on, and we're gonna have a hell of a show for you guys today. We got lots to cover, but most importantly, it's Eric's birthday today. Eric's birthday bash. So we're gonna have tons of fun, and um and hopefully Eric will fill us in on all his birthday festivities later on in the show.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I have a homie discount. I'm putting the thing.
yeah, feel free to put it in the thing. That's what she said. What else we got? Uh, let's see. I've been playing a couple of new game. Well, not new games, but new to me. I will have a review of a movie called Spirit Halloween, and you guys might be surprised as to what I have to say about that movie. Stinko's going to be great as always. Sweeto's going to be great today as well. And then we're on to round two of our best movie kill, our October tournament. So I think everybody's going to have a ton of fun. I don't see how it could be anything but fun today. So, all around going to be a great day, I think. And maybe we'll even end a little bit early so Eric can get on with his post birthday show festivities, which I'm sure is going to include a lot of video game playing and stuff like that. So, how was your week, Eric? All right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's good, man.
it's mostly okay.
Yeah, that's good. Um, I had a tiring week, which is going to continue on into the weekend. Bernie's off tomorrow, but we're going to put up the rest of the Halloween decorations. I didn't get up the animatronics up yet, so I got to do that. And got the added bonus probably of trimming my plants. So that's even more fun. And by fun, I mean not fun at all. So while Eric is having fun on the weekend, I am going to be struggling to get these plants in jars. That's going to be my fun for the entirety of the weekend.
So you're playing Harvest Moon for real?
Yeah, pretty much. But it's harvest weed plants, Moon. And it's a pain in the ass because you have to basically trim all the buds, all the leaves off the buds, and then cut the buds out, and then put them in jars. And then even more fun ensues because then you got to cure the weed in jars. And what that entails is getting all the jars out. I have a safe. No, you're not late, Scotamo. We haven't started yet. But welcome on in, man. Nice to have you in here. But after you get the buds into the jars, you have to, I put them in a safe because people have stolen from me, meaning family members.
I wonder if there's a way to make weed smell better too.
Not really. But they are working on that. But I think it's
through certain crossbreeding, maybe.
maybe. But I like the smell of weed actually. I think it smells good in all forms, especially when you first cut it down. That's like the best smell in the world to me. I really like it, and I also enjoy it when it's when you burn it. So I know I'm probably one of the few people that actually likes the smell of it, but I really do. I really enjoy the smell. Um, but after you get done putting it in jars, I put it into my safe, and then every day I have to grab all of those jars and open them up, let some air in, and then close them up and then put them back in the safe. So it's a process and it sucks. And after about a couple week or about a week, you can start smoking it or activating it for whatever purpose. Like if you want to make a can of butter for edibles or just use it as butter in your regular everyday cooking. But I do two things. I make Rick Simpson oil, which is a higher concentrated form with the trim, and I just smoke it. I mean, it just how it is. I need to make some canna butter though because Canna butter is very useful in like cooking and stuff like that, but you can get really fucking high off of that.
I was gonna say, like, do you use it as ointment?
You can. Another thing I do is I get the oil after I make Rick Simpson oil, and I put it in alcohol. It's already activated, so once it dissipates into the alcohol, then you can use it like a rub, like for aches and pains. You know, just small aches and pains. It's not gonna get you high or anything like that, but it will, take care of a little bit of pain.
You gotta make hemp baskets out of that stuff too.
No, I'm not into the creative like make stuff out
You're
of
not
it.
a weaver.
No, I'm not a weaver. No, 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 no. I'm not a dream weaver either. Eric Dream, that whole thing. But no, it's interesting. You can do a lot of things with weed. I wish Ohio was legal, Eric, because you could do. I mean, you could. If you're not into the smoking aspect of it, edibles would be the way to go, and it's a lot healthier for you than alcohol, for sure. So. Just a lot of ways to smoke it or to ingest it or to use it. I mean, it's just it's a wonderful product, man. I dig it, man. I wished I could own my own dispensary, but that would be in the millions of dollars for me to get started, and obviously I don't have that. So is what it is. It's already a saturated market in Colorado anyways, and all the little mom and pop shops are being bought up by the bigger dogs, and it's just one of those things. I wish I could have got in on the ground level and started a dispensary, but such is life. You need lots of money to do those type of things, and when you don't have it, you don't have it. So there it is. Let's see. Scotoma, can you hear us? Let us know if you can hear us. I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay, so apparently the new voice actor for Mario is a dude named Kevin Afghani.
The new voice actor for Mario?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, they eventually needed to move on to someone else. You know what I mean, Eric? I mean, it was... I mean,
or at least a voiceover for Mario, because they might do different voices for different Marios.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, they definitely needed to move on from old dude. I mean, he's getting up there, and he probably wants to just, talking with the fam, what to make for dinner. How about you get one of those Papa Murphy pizzas, Scotoma, or maybe make your own pizza. The Chef Boyardee has a really cool kit that you can do with the boys.
They do kits for pizza.
Yeah, there's a Chef Boyardee kit that they still have.
I only know the ravioli stuff that they sell.
No. They had it was a really good one too, and it was I remember making it with my kids, and I remember my mom and dad making it with me, or at least my mom did. Had pizza not long ago. He's gonna make taco. Yeah, that's a good idea too, man. Tacos are easy, and it's fun. Kids have fun with that too, man. You making the crunchy tacos or the soft tacos? Soft tacos aren't tacos. Those are burritos, but you know what I'm saying. Homemade ghetto pizza from tortillas. Yeah, I used to do that too, man. I used to put a little bit of tomato sauce and mozzarella and some pepperoni and made our
your
home.
own Mexican pizza. Fuck Taco Bell.
I like the Mexican pizzas at Taco Bell, except when the fucking shells are all fucking stale, like they mostly are. They need to bring back the Mexi Melt, man, which is more of a burrito.
Well, you can technically still ask for it if you ask for a cheesy roll up with tomato and beef.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, you
Costs
can.
a little bit more, but that's fine. It's about the same price as a Mexican Melt.
Yeah. My girl's making the tacos and listening in. Right on, Scotoma. Glad you could listen on in. It's Eric's birthday bash today, so we're going to have tons of fun chiding him. I think you joined the 40 and up club today, right, Eric? Close? At least close.
It is.
Oh, it is. It's here. The big 4-0 is here finally for Eric. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have tons of fun today.
And that's what Twitter was, that Twitter post was all about.
Yeah.
I never saw that movie, but apparently it's on Amazon Prime. Although I have no idea whether or not it's the unrated version.
It's really good, man. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I think you would enjoy that movie. It's kind of goofy, and I don't know. I like Steve Carell quite a bit. So maybe I'm a little biased, but I like him a lot. I also like Jim Carrey. Most people don't like Jim Carrey, but I kind of like Jim Carrey too. Yeah, we don't have a ton of stories, but we got enough, and maybe we'll make this a shortened show so Eric can get on with his video gaming this weekend. I'm sure you're gonna have a great weekend of gaming.
I'm just thinking of an alternate universe where DreamWorks became more popular than Disney, and then they did late stage DreamWorks where they did all live action adaptations of all the films that they've ever done.
Ooh, like what? Like what did you
Like
have
the
in mind?
live action Despicable Me and live action Minions.
Ooh, that actually is a good idea.
No,
Can,
that's terrible. It's a terrible idea. I don't
no,
know why I
can
thought about it.
can we get a live action Mario Brothers too? That's not as shitty as the previous one.
The other one was good. It's just
It
so
wasn't
far
Mario.
removed from the source material and bizarre that it's and incredibly low budget that it's not looked up on properly.
Scotoma says short and show. That's what she said.
It's good in the same way that The Room is good.
Uh, you mean the video game The Room?
No, the movie The Room.
Oh, just so bad it's good. Yeah, yeah. You mean that Tommy Wiseau piece of
Yeah.
junk? Yeah. I don't know where that guy gets his funding, man. He's just I think he's just uber rich. But he made a movie. So that's one up on us, Eric. It's like but we're going to have a great show. I think it's going to be a really, really fun show today. Show's RPGrinders. I'm on with Eric RPG. This is Frank, and we're just waiting for a break to get on in, and then we're gonna start the show. I have a special intro for us today too, Eric. So
Mhm.
let me see if our homie Breakman gave me any messages today. Scotoma says Tony the Tiger Show. Well, this is a very timely post. Somebody said on I don't want to say who, but they said the only thing that governments are good for, theft and war, proven time and again. We keep falling for this shit, and now we're on the doorstep of World War III. Good job, everybody. Yeah, I think I agree with that sentiment. I don't know about the World War III thing. I don't think we're on the precipice of that. It's great, Scotoma says. Yeah, you gotta elongate that grade out, though, Scotoma. You know what I'm saying? Uh, oh man, break is funny. Yeah, it is time to celebrate Eric's birthday today, which we will be. Bernie B says she's listening. Oh, I'm glad it pointed out that you're a returning chatter, Bernie. Let's see. Do we have? Oh no, Break's still not in the house. We're just waiting on Breakman to join the fray, and we will get started here momentarily. Bernie says, "Happy birthday, Eric." Scotoma says, "Sexy pants are tight and leather." I got a pair of those, Scotoma.
Thanks, Bernie.
Eric says, "Thanks, Bernie." Heck yeah, I am. This is going to be a great show, guys. I really do think this is going to be a great show. Why is Jeff Hardy trending? Scotoma says, "Happy birthday, Eric." Oh, it's a dance off. That's right. Okay, I forgot. Rampage is on right now. See the things I do.
You mean the live action movie
No,
Rampage?
no. They called AEW Wrestling on Fridays Rampage. What are you doing for your birthday? Scotoma says he's right here with us. Scotoma, he's celebrating his birthday with us.
Well, I was with my mom and dad yesterday for dinner, and we just got pizza and had a cake.
Yeah, that's cool. What kind of pizza did you get?
Deluxe pizza.
Like with all the fixins on it.
Hmm.
I like those. Did it have olives? I really like olives on pizza.
Um, it's not part of it, but I guess you could probably ask them to add it if you wanted.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Skoma
I just
says,
got it as is.
Skoma says, putting a candle on a cupcake. Is that what you're doing for your birthday, Eric?
No, it was an actual cake.
Oh, that's cool. What kind of
Although,
cake, Bernie
although I
asked?
probably only had like 1.5 slices, and I still got like a big chunk in there
Yeah.
left over.
Wow. Well, that's good. What kind of cake did you have?
Chocolate.
Yeah, that's the way to go, right? Chocolate cake or that white cake, man. They have a really good white cake at Sam's. The only problem with getting shit at Sam's, it's like a big ass cake that is like there for like days. You know, it's like you
Mm-hmm.
can't. There's no like half cake option there. It's a big cake or nothing. You know, meh. I like milk cakes. I like milk bags. Skodoma, does that count? I like Bernie's milk bags. I actually like most milk bags.
What's a milk cake?
I don't know, like uh, leche, like the tres leches or whatever they call that.
Dulce leche.
Yeah, yeah, dulce, whatever, dulce de leche
Is it
or
like
whatever.
supposed to be like so creamy that it's basically like
No, no,
milk?
no. It's like it's like drinking like caramel. Like that's
Mm.
it's like it's pretty good, but man, it's too rich. I can't do it. I can't do those tres leches or
Yeah, anything
whatever.
that's too sweet is no for me.
Yeah. Chocolate cake is great. Dad is great. Gives us chocolate cake. I don't know if you guys remember that. That probably is going to age poorly, though. It's Bill Cosby. um, yeah, I love chocolate cake, too. But I
Sometimes
really like that white
sometimes I
cake.
have a peanut butter pie instead.
Yeah, peanut butter pies are good. Icing that's usually too sweet, Skodoma says. You know, some of those cakes, I even take some of the icing off. It's just, I'm not big on sugar, you know. It just, I mean, ever since my dad
Oh,
was
I wonder if there's like cake zero.
I know, right? Cake zero, that'd be funny. Ever since my dad was diagnosed with diabetes,
And
like,
that's something I found out about my sister. She has diabetes now.
yeah. Ever since I found out my dad has the diabetes,
Tell you, it's all that alcohol and Texas food that did it.
yeah. Well, yeah, my dad was diagnosed well over 20 years, probably 30 years now. And ever since then, I stay away as much as I can from sugar. I don't know. I don't want to end up the same way, having to give myself a damn shot every fucking day. Besides the fact I don't have fucking insurance, which is another thing we could bitch about.
Or
you
the
know?
crime that is prices for insulin.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, we get charged more for insulin in this country than any other country in the world, and it's just ridiculous. You know, it's just terrible.
I still think it's ridiculous that you have to pay even $30 for it in other places.
I think it's ridiculous you have to pay for medicine at all.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that's something that the government should do. You know, I mean, they should fix our roads, they should keep government open, and they should definitely pay for our health care. You know, we don't get anything else from our fucking government, so, you know, Bernie makes it hard. Yes, she definitely does. I used to eat tons of sweets, now barely as much, Scotama. So, yeah, see, same here, Scotama. I mean, I grew up and, you know, I used to go to the corner store. I mean, every neighborhood used to have a corner store pretty much, and, you know, but, you know, hang on, my friend K-Dot is trying to call me, but
This is the biggest version of like it's a problem that you potentially created, but then you potentially made it worse. But apparently, the Van Gogh Museum has stopped distributing the Pikachu promo card at Pokemon exhibition, probably because people went there just for that, and they didn't bother looking at Van Gogh's other paintings.
well, I mean, it got him there, so, you know, I mean, I'm sure some of those people went into the Van Gogh Museum
It's
because
more
of
of
that.
a painting that someone did that's in the style of Van
Oh,
Gogh's.
I gotcha.
The one with the hat, the dude with the hat.
Yeah. Scotama says, I would raid the pantry and eat sugar straight from the jar with a spoon. Oh, my God, Scotama. My mom does that. To this day, she'll take a packet of sugar and put it on her hand and, like eat it. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of grosses me out. And I don't dig that. You know, it's like, ugh. Um, let's see. What else? I used to. Oh God, that's the worst, Bernie. Bite. She used to bite chunks of butter out of the like the butter bar things. Ugh. God damn, that makes my mouth like cringe. What's going on with the Breakman?
I've never known somebody that just eats butter.
Oh my God, she told me that story about puke the first time she told me. Eric,
Mm-hmm.
it was awful.
I prefer margarine because it's not as fat as butter.
Ugh. Yuck. Butter tastes better, like real butter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Might as well drink mayo. Oh God. You know what I used to do, Scumma? This is kind of gross too when I think back. Like when I was a kid, I used to make mayo sandwiches. Oh my goodness. I hate to admit that, man, but yeah, I used to. Ugh. I do like mayo though. I don't know why. I really do like mayo. Breakman, are you there, bro? I just text you. Let me try to get you on in here. Hold on. Let's see. Let's add Breakman.
I don't mind mayo every once in a while, but like sometimes when you get a sandwich, they put way too much mayo on it. It's like gross.
Yeah, I'm gonna hurl too, Breakman. It's pretty gross.
Like, I just want a tiny amount of mayo if I want mayo at all.
I do like mayo. I mean, I'm a fan of mayo, but man, to eat it on its own is,
yeah. You're drinking oil.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get Breakman on in here. Let's try to get. I'm calling you, Breakman. Breakman, are you there?
Yo.
Right on. Yo. Nice to have you
cool.
here.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
How was your week, Break?
It's been busy.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's not necessarily bad, This time it was bad. All right. Let's that's you know what that is? That's a cue to get the show going, right? Break.
I have the announcement though. It's like there are no Indie Naughty sales going on right now.
Darn it, man! I always look forward to those, Eric. I bought the last one. I believe I
Since
bought
there's
the
someone
last one.
could just give us recommendations of the good ones or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I've got so many of the.
Start playing them first.
I've got so many.
I've
I've got so many of the manga Break that I could probably give you recommendations. Guess what? Break all of them.
You probably buy a lot of that manga on Baku.com.
Yeah, all of them are great. Breakman is all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? The manga's really. I mean, dude. I mean, for anywhere between $2 and $5, you get a lot, man. There's just a lot. It's really cool. Have you had a chance to get on Cyberpunk yet? Scotoma says no. I chose to. Well, we'll talk about it later, Scotoma. I chose a couple of different games to endeavor on, but I will get to Cyberpunk at some point because I do believe it's a much better game now. But you guys ready to go? Let's get this show on the road. I'm sure Eric wants to get on with his birthday weekend, so let's do this shit. Actually,
he's got some binge drinking to do. Let's go.
I know. He's got binge drinking. I got binge smoking to do. All right, here we go. Let's get it started. I got a special intro just for Eric this week, so here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr.
Eric.
Happy birthday to you.
And welcome everybody to RPGrinders episode 762. I am your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, the birthday boy himself, Eric RPG, and of course, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how are you?
I was just thinking about that song. His wife was sitting right next to him. They weren't even trying to hide it.
No, they weren't even. And she was coked.
Banging fucking husband, bitch.
Dude, she was coked out of her mind. If you ever watched that video, Break,
God,
she was.
Her story's so tragic.
I know. But she really was coked the fuck out, man. I mean, she was. I mean, you could tell. Yeah, she couldn't even sing it right. Did you hear her? She's like, "Happy birthday, Happy birthday, Mr. Preston. It was funny.
It's
Scotima's
Anyways,
exiled,
Before
son of
we
a
even
bitch.
start the news, I want to do a PSA
Okay.
because people are dying to know who the newest voice actor for Mario is.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Who's the newest voice actor?
They're Kevin Afghani, which I don't think that's actually an Afghani name. That's just their name. I think that might actually be Italian. So
That's a. You know what? That's a familiar name to me, Eric. I'm gonna have to see a picture of this guy.
He's known for voicing Raditz in Dragon Ball R&R, which is a fan web comic that I guess he participated in along with a bunch of other people, including Masako X, and he hosts those episodes on the site. But
Yeah.
in more professional works, he's played the character of Arnold from Genshin Impact.
I knew it. I knew I heard that name before, Eric. I knew I did. Well, that's good, man. There's a good PSA. Are we ready to do the news now?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Here we go.
He's not ready.
RPG news.
All right, Eric. Let's get started with news. Get this done and over with.
Okay, from RPG site, we've got Mercenaries Lament Requiem. A Silver Wolf is launching for PC in 2024. No release window, but it previously released for the Nintendo Switch in April of this year. So this is, I think, like number 7 or 8 at this point. And the PS4 and 5 versions launched yesterday.
All right. What kind of game is this, Eric?
It's a strategy RPG kind of Final Fantasy Tactics.
Gotcha. Scotima is exiled, you son of a bitch. I don't know if you heard that, so I'm just letting you know that you're exiled.
Yeah, this is number 7.
Yeah. What?
And also, this coincides with the Steam release of the first 4 games in the series.
It looks really cool. I just wish
Which
I was
is
more.
weird because like 5 and 6 came to Steam before they did.
You know,
Which
Breakman, what is the secret to playing a tactical RPG? Like, really, what is the like what would make me want to play one? Because I've tried several times. Somebody recommended Disgaea as like kind of an entry point.
I would not recommend that.
Ooh, yeah, that's not a good entry point.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's throwing you into the deep end.
really.
An entry point would be like Shining Force
Shining
Yeah.
Force, okay. Yeah, because
or the
Best tactics.
Mercenaries games we just said.
because every time I try one, I'm like, this is way too complicated. It's too micromanagey. You know, even because RPGs are micromanagey by nature. You know, especially turn-based. But when I got into the tactics one, now I got to decide where are my characters located, and it just became like too much for me, and I just never had a really great experience with them. You know, so. That's why I don't play them. But all right, either that or Bernie kicked them. How dare you, Scotum, you son of a bitch! Hormone blockers. How dare you? All right. Anything else on that, Eric?
Nope, that's pretty much
I have
it.
to say it's a very good-looking strategy RPG. You know, like a throwback. So this might be something that Break is interested in. Mercenaries
They're all very
Lament.
affordable too.
How much are they?
I think they're like, I think the most expensive ones are like $15 or $17, but like
Yeah.
the first 3 or 4 were like, I think they were like anywhere from 10 to 12 or something.
Gotcha. Freak Five's in chat. Welcome to Eric's birthday bash, Freak Five. Nice to have you in here. All right, Breakman, next story, please.
Coming to us live from, well, is this Eric Station? He do all the news?
No, I'm not going to force Eric to do all the news. He already gathers the
fine.
news.
I already did work today. That's putting up a new review.
Right. He did do a review for us, so there you go.
Well, coming to us live from RPG site, In Stars and Time launches on November 20th for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Armor Game Studios, nice name, and Insert Disc 5, that's the name of the studio too. Announced a time looping RPG in Stars and Time. I like the sound of that. I would like we don't have enough Chrono Trigger type games out there. Time
I
travel
agree.
RPGs.
I agree. What Why couldn't they do this in
So the
color
game will be
though?
out on November 20th. It's time looping RPG adventure to learn more about the world and Sifrin's friends with each loop. Challenge deadly foes to rock, paper, scissors. Equip your friends' memories to buff your party and pray to the change god for good luck in your travels. Okay.
This
I'm
looks
not sure
very
what that
interesting.
is.
It's got a very, I mean, it's black and white. It's got a retro, maybe sub 8-bit kind of vibe to it. But I really wish they would have done it in color. I think it would have made this game stand out. I
Maybe
don't.
that's like the twist that becomes color later.
Well, maybe it's got a Wizard of Oz
It's like
type.
the Wizard
type
of
thing.
Oz.
Yeah.
That's the big twist.
Right. It's like Wizard
Or
of
when you
Oz.
jump to the future, it's in color.
Yeah. Freak5 says, "Happy birthday, Eric." He said the check is in the mail, Eric. So there you go. All right. Let's move on to the next story. It's about if my browser will cooperate.
It's about something or something.
The Unliving releases on October 26th. Team 17 and Rocket Brush Studios. I love all these creative names, man. It's really cool. The Unliving will launch as part of early access later this month on October 26th. It looks really good, guys. I mean, it really does look fucking phenomenal. It's like if you mixed Warcraft with Diablo and made it just as gory, if not gorier, and maybe added an element of what's that one game where you're going? It's like a twin stick shooter type thing where you're going around.
Smash TV.
Smash TV. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Listen to Frank, so racist, anti-black and white. How dare you, Scotoma, son of a bitch. You're exiled again, man. Hey, Freak5, you better step up your exile game because Scotoma's coming out gunning for that title,
like
man.
a huge lead. I think he's got 4 already.
Yeah, he's got 3. Don't give him any extra credit there, Breakman. I mean,
Sorry, Scotoma, I tried.
yeah. Eric, next story, please.
Next story is I was looking at photos, but next story is Sands. It's for the story I was looking at.
Oh, okay.
Sands of Aura launches out of early access on October 27th. Freedom Games and Chashu Entertainment. Sands of Aura is an isometric action RPG that launched in early access in October of 2021. It will finally launch its full release later this month on October 27th for PC. And this game kind of looks interesting to me, and I was kind of waiting for it to possibly get a console release.
Yeah, it does
But
look
I do
good.
have a Steam Deck now, so maybe I can actually request a review code because it seems like it's a Souls-like, but it's isometric format instead.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's got an interesting art style. It's another Diablo-esque game, but it's slightly different. It looks, I don't know. Like Eric said, it looks interesting, and maybe people will check this out, man. It's immediate exile, son of a bitch. And I agree with that, Breakman. Okay. Anything else on this, Eric?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
No, it's it's another Diablo clone, but it looks like an interesting one for sure. All right, Breakman, what you got?
Coming to us live from RPG site. Speaking of names, I really like Steampunk CRPG Sovereign Syndicate launches on January 15th, 2024 for PC. The name of the studio is Crimson Herring Studios.
Yeah, I like that. That's really good.
I like that a lot.
Instead
yeah.
of Red Herring.
Yeah, it's a Red Herring Crimson Herring. I like that. This will be out on January 15th, as I just said. I don't know why they put that in their first headline when they put it.
Yeah, we know, man. It's one of those
I just get irritated easily.
What kind of game is this? It looks like another Diablo clone.
A recent update demo right now on Steam is there's a demo out. That doesn't say what it is.
It sort of looks like it does have a real neat aesthetic, like a steampunk aesthetic. It's another Diablo, like it looks like, but with some good skins. Actually, it's a more
You
narrow.
can play as a bull man with a top hat.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I know. That's one other cool thing about it too, is the characters that you can play. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't care which character I choose, they're gonna have a top hat.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could be the
A dwarf with a top hat.
the Slash of Sovereign Syndicate Breakman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's nothing cooler than a top hat. I mean, when Slash decided to take that top hat and put it on, the whole world changed. So, and Skoda was exiled again. You son of a bitch. There you go. Topless woman. I know. We should hire a topless woman to do the news. I think that would be way more interesting. I mean, all right. Who did that story? The steampunk CRPG.
I think I did it.
All right, so it's my turn. I gotta wait for my browser to cooperate. No, I got it. Little Goody Two Shoes releases on October 31st for PlayStation 5, Series X, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So pretty much everything except for Stadia. I keep waiting for that Stadia release. New release date trailer provides an overview of the game, and I'll play that while I read here. And it looks like, whoa, this looks really good. I'm surprised. I'm very, very intrigued. Let's see. Players take control of Elise, a young woman who dreams of being rich one day. Well, of course, capitalism. She stumbles upon a mysterious pair of red shoes that will forever change her life. So this is sort of like a take on Wizard of Oz / a little bit of man, I like the art style of this one. It kind of reminds me of Vanillaware art, but a little more cutesy. I don't know if that makes sense. What else? Much of her day today is spent helping out the townsfolk in Kieferberg. So, hopefully Kiefer Sutherland will be part of this game. In order to earn money, she helps out with numerous chores that people ask of her. Oh man, it's not one of those, is it? But it does look like it has a lot of mini games. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so there you go. This looks
From
interesting.
what I could tell is it's like that's just a story, but then it becomes like a Lovecraftian affair later.
Yeah, it's got some horror elements for sure. Freak 5 says maybe it's like Red Shoe Diaries. I don't know. Maybe. Skodoma, you're funny, man. If it resembles hentai, he loves it. I like some hentai, Skodoma for sure. But the mini games look actually really fun, man. This game is like something that I might check out when it goes on sale. You guys know I don't buy anything like day one ever. All right, Eric, next story, please.
The next story is the Thaumaturge just got a release date for December 5th for PC, and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S versions are coming early 2024. And this game looks like a Pillars of Eternity type of game.
Yeah, Pillars of Eternity is a good game. I need to finish that. I started that a long time ago, but it's a good game. Yeah, it looks good. It's kind of a vampire take on but it no traditional vampire teeth. You're just stealing blood from people. So yeah, looks good. Breakman. Season 1 of 24 still.
I think I remember.
Yeah. Refresh everybody because we just went offline for just a second now. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But we should be back.
Internet.
Goddamn internet. All right. Let's see. Who did that story? Oh, Breakman, next story, please.
I think we're on the...
Arashi.
Oh, yeah, okay. Just double checking. We're coming to us live from Gamasu. Arashi Castles of Sin, final cut. Delayed till December 5th. Uh-oh. Sorry to everybody who's waiting for it on PlayStation VR. Oh, and Oculus. Okay.
Oh, wow. An Oculus release, huh? I haven't heard Oculus in a long time. Is there any mention of Google Stadia in this article, Breakman?
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, damn it. I keep waiting for it because I'm waiting for that one release so I can buy a Google.
This game looks fun, but I don't have VR.
Yeah.
Of any kind.
Yeah. Neither do I. I know Freak had the original PlayStation VR. I wonder how he likes it. If he still likes it still.
Mm-hmm.
I want the PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I want the VR too, but
Like it's like I want to play a game like this, but like I'd like to have a non-VR option to play this
yeah,
game without it. Just play it in first person.
yeah. All right. Let's see. Next story comes to us from Gamatsu as well, and it's about hollow cocoon.
Is that against Bow or is
Yeah.
it Star?
No, cocoons.
Hollow Cocoon, 1980s Japan.
Hollow Cock.
Yeah,
Oh.
Hollow Cock. 1980s Japan said horror adventure game Hollow Cocoon will launch for PC via Steam on December 7th. Developer Nayuda Studio announced. Demo is available now. Items acquired in the demo, such as quote winning tickets, can be carried over to the full version of the game when it launches.
They're probably things that like guarantee you win the gambling game or something, whatever.
You know, I always wondered, like, what were the '80s like in other countries? So maybe this will give you a good kind of window into that, you know, because I know how the '80s were here. It wasn't all neon. It was, you know, it was like water beds. And did anybody have a water bed? I know I had a water bed at one point.
I know seeing them in stores, but that's it.
No, my parents had a water bed, and that thing was always springing the leak. And
Oh yeah, one of my old childhood parents had one, I think.
yeah. It key features multiple endings, difficulty selection. So there's three difficulty options. Autosave, because you know that's not a common function in today's games. And motion sickness reduction. This is actually cool. To alleviate motion sickness, various features are available, including adjustable viewing angles, a central dot display, and the option to disable camera shaking. Multiple functions are provided to minimize motion sickness caused by
That's good
visuals.
because a lot of first-person experiences don't have those things.
Yeah, I agree. I think they all should have those. And that, my friends, is the news. So we got through that fairly quickly, if I don't say so myself. So let me get to the format here so we can go on to the next little dealio. Any homie discounts, Eric or Break?
I got one.
Scoto says, "Wonder if Bernie was waving a dildo
I got
around his
two,
face."
actually.
How dare you, Scoto, my son of a bitch! You're exiled. All right, what's that, Eric?
The first one is the PlayStation Plus game catalogs and classic catalog lineup for October. So, game catalog for, let's see, it doesn't say whether these are the extra or premium, so I'm guessing it's both. Alien Isolation, Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes, Dead Island Definitive Edition, Disco Elysium The Final Cut, Elder Souls, Elite Dangerous, Far Changing Tides, Gotham Knights. That's also on Game Pass currently. Gungrave Gore, which is also on Game Pass. And the Switch version recently is getting an updated version of the game, and I'm wondering whether or not those features are going to get backported to the PS5, 4, and Xbox versions. Or they'll just make a new version of those. Outlast 2, Roki, and for the classics games, IQ Final, Ape Escape Academy, which is a PSP game, Soul Calibur Broken Destiny, which is also a PSP game, and Tekken 6.
That's it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I almost forgot that there was a PSP version of Tekken 6.
Wow. Okay. So it doesn't look really good on the classics catalog this week.
Yeah. I mean, I heard Ape Escape Academy wasn't the greatest game, but yeah. It was not in the mainline game, and they were kind of like spin-offs.
Yeah. All right, what else you got, Eric?
The other one is a Humble Bundle, which is a Bandai Namco Fights, Frights, and Fantasy game bundle. And for $10, at least $10, because you can donate more to a charity if you wanted. I think it's for... I don't know what charity it is, but I guess You can choose. Oh, One Tree Planet is the name of the charity. And for $10, you get Tekken 7, Code Vein, Katamari Damacy Reroll, God Eater 3, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, and Dot Hack GU Last Recode, and Pac-Man Museum Plus. And as a bonus, you can get 25% and 50% off of coupons for Tales of Arise and One Piece Odyssey if you choose to buy those games.
Actually, a really good deal on Steam if you don't have those games. That's, I mean, I probably would give a little bit more.
I gave away a code for Code Vein because I already bought it on Steam.
Yeah. So that's not bad. That's, I mean, $10. You get all that. That's, I mean, they say it's a $309 value, but cut that in half. Probably about $150 worth of games for, for $10. Not too bad. I'd probably get a little more. I'd have to know a little more about the charity to give more, but that's, it's a really, really good deal. I mean, any one of those games you could make an argument would be worth $10, So there you go. I think Breakman is Exile too. I don't know, maybe. I'm deciding. I don't know what the fuck you were talking about in there, but I'm thinking. I'll play it safe and say that you're Exile Breakman.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's move on here. Son of a bitches, man. I swear. I don't think we have a Dear Breakman this week. I think we did both of them last week, right? Breakman, we did those Dear Breakmans last week.
Yeah, because we did.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to what you guys have been playing. If my soundbite will let me play.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman.
Well, mostly Starfield. I decided to advance the story a little bit and get a new partner because mostly I've just been exploring the galaxy and exploring new planets and killing people as I'm going.
You're always doing that, man.
Okay. In my defense, there's so many bad guys in the world. In this galaxy. It's not my fault if I mistake a bad guy or two for a good guy. Or
Not your fault. I mean, it's the good guy's fault, right?
Right. Actually, I've seen that as a problem for more than just me. Is accidentally targeting like friendly people in a fight.
Yeah.
It happens a lot in space combat. Like I'll just I'll hit the button, switch targets, and it's like, no, not to my ally, to the other. Oh, you jackass! Too late. Now I don't have any allies. Everybody wants to kill me.
Freak 5 is exiled too. He's trying to catch up. You son of a bitch. All right. What else you got? Break. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. I heart this game so much.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a game that would be right up your alley. Same makers of Fallout, kind of thing,
Yeah, I get to make my own town, but in like Fallout 4, it was just you'd get one town. Well, I guess you could make multiple. No, you can make multiple towns. Never mind. I'll shut.
All right, Eric, what have you been playing, sir?
I finished my playthrough of Thamnesia. I mean, I could go for the max gamer score, but that's a lot of involvement because I have to grind out the last 7 levels to get max level, and then I have to the intro boss without getting killed, or I have to get his health down halfway, and that sounds like a challenge. So I'm just probably not gonna do that. Otherwise, the game's done.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully you could just beat the boss 7 times and that'd be done. But the final boss is kind of annoying to deal with, so I'm not going to do that either. But so I beat that and I played Trek to Yomi for a bit. Then I got really knee deep into Lies of P. So I need to finish Trek to Yomi before the 15th because that's apparently when it's being taken off of Game Pass.
Ooh, yeah, it's on PlayStation Plus, I believe. Trek to Yomi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it enough that I'll probably buy it though.
Yeah, that's good. That's nice of you, Eric. Eric is one of the most virtuous people on the show because if he likes a game, he'll buy it multiple times on multiple platforms. So that's good, man. That's really, really good. What else? Anything else you've been playing?
That's really it.
All right. So I did not play Breath of the Wild this week, even though I haven't completely shelved that game. I've been playing a couple of new things. All right, so I know it's a horror month, so I've been playing a little bit of Blair Witch, and that game's pretty fun. It's a standard horror-esque type game. I don't know, first person view or whatever, but you get actually it's not first person. It's or is it? Yeah, it is first person. But you get you got a dog, and that's cool. You can use the dog to sniff different butts. No, just kidding. He helps you a lot, and I mean I haven't gotten too far into the game, but it's already creeping me the fuck out. So it's already doing its job. It's a butt sniffing video game, Breakman. Like a dog video game, that would be kind of cool. I was
It's like
expecting.
Tulip, but instead of giving people kisses, you're just sniffing their asses without them
Right.
beating your up.
Or
beating you
peeing on things, like claiming things as your own. That'd be kind of cool. Wyland's in chat. What's up,
Well,
Wyland?
that's what
Says,
cats do. The cats pee on everything.
yeah.
Cats and
Wyland
dogs.
says, dogs do too. Wyland says, only thing I've been playing is Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. So, there you go. And I also been playing SteamWorld Dig, and I've gotten fairly far into that game. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in that game, but upgrading shit and getting different digging tools and shit like that. It's a pretty fun little game, man. I don't know how how much more there is to do in the game. I might have a review next week or the following week on it. But I got all the way to the bottom. I'm in this like robotic little area, and I don't know what I'm doing there. But
Has anybody played Lords of the Fallen yet? I'm asking Waylon specifically if he has.
Lords of the Fallen, why does that sound familiar to me? Isn't that a
Or rather,
game?
Lords of the Fallen is the new game that has the same title as the first game. It
Yeah,
was published by Focus Home Interactive.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
Souls game.
Yeah, and it was too difficult for me, and I threw my controller. Yeah, I remember that game. Yeah. I have not, John Wyland says. Freak5 says, I'm pretty sure in Tokyo Jungle, when you played as a dog before you mate with other dogs, you sniff their butts. Well, that's
I
cool.
wish they ported Tokyo Jungle to something that wasn't the Vita or the PS3.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I've been playing, and SteamWorld Dig is fun. You're basically digging for resources. You're a robot, and it's a fun little quirky game, and I'm having a good time with it. Let's move on to
RPGrinders reviews.
all right, Eric. I know you don't have anything listed, but you do have a review on the feed, right? rpgrinders.podbean.com.
Blasphemous 2.
Blasphemous 2. So if you guys want a review of Blasphemous 2, go to the feed, which is rpgrinders.podbean.com, and you'll get an exclusive review for that game.
I just want to know if it's harder or not, or easier.
It's easier.
Oh,
Easier,
okay.
The game gives you like 3 different weapons you can choose from,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
they're all useful in various parts of the game.
Cool. Wyland says, I was able to find a way to do 2-player on one PC for Alpha 3 Max. Bit convoluted, but it
Why
works.
would you do that though?
Maybe he has a player, like,
A
he wants to
friend?
do co-op, Like, I don't know.
Oh, there is a co-op mode for Alpha 3 Max.
Yeah,
Where
so...
you play as Ryu and Ken versus and Bison / Vega.
Yeah, maybe he wants to do couch stuff, with friends or whatever. But Breakman, you have any reviews this week?
I could review Ahsoka if you want.
Can you do it
I don't-
spoiler free?
Spoiler free because I haven't watched it yet, and it won't be a while until I do.
Let me see if I can do this. It's essentially it's essentially the 4th season of Rebels.
Rebels, yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's I think only a couple of the Rebels characters that aren't in it. One of them's dead, and the other one just I guess he was too expensive or something. They had him in another episode on the Star Wars show, so we know he's still alive.
Other people are kind of ambivalent on it, from what I've read.
The I have mixed feelings about Ahsoka. And unfortunately, I think the best character in the show, the actor died.
Hmm.
which is sad too. But and his character does not die in the show, so he would have been back for the next season, more than likely. Because he's interesting because he's not a Jedi and he's not a Sith, you know.
Hang on 1 second, guys. Hang on. Hold on 1 second. I got something going on. Continue on, Breakman.
Okay.
Dog trouble.
But the essential story is they want to. If you watch the Rebels, Ezra went to a different galaxy with Thrawn, or Grand Admiral Thrawn, and this show is about getting him back and stopping Thrawn from coming back.
Mm.
Yeah, they're gonna have to recast him, you're right. The first 4 episodes of the show, I gotta admit, I was not into it. It was kind of boring, the first 4 episodes of it. And then they felt like they heavily packed the last 4 episodes.
Make up for the
Yeah, and he's my favorite part of the show, definitely, because he was different. Like, he's not, like, he didn't seem outright evil. I mean, he's bad, but, you know, he's at times like, he could have just killed Sabine, and he didn't. Instead, he made a deal with her. You know, that's not something Sith usually do. They can just kill somebody.
That's kind of more devious, though. You know, that's to me, that's more sinister when you.
Well, he let her live so she could meet up with Ezra again.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
But then later on in the episode, he's freely willing to kill her and Ezra if he could catch him. But, well, no, he didn't. He had his own mission. That was what's another thing really interesting about this character is he was on something. He's doing something completely different from everybody else in the show. But I said the last 4 episodes were great in the first 4 episodes, but kind of packed. Like, they were kind of overstuffed to me, the last 4, because they just spent too much time in the first 4 building up the stuff. And, yeah. So I got kind of mixed feelings about the show.
Yeah, Wyland, I think, is onto something. He says Filoni needs to get out of his comfort zone of writing. Everything he's done has started slow. Yeah, see, that's a criticism that I've heard.
I think this was even slower, though, than most of his starts. You know, just.
Do you think it has everything to do with the fact
6.
that maybe the show was just slow to start, but they were only allowed to do 8 episodes? So by the time
that's
they
a problem.
Pick up, it's over.
Yeah,
I see that as a problem.
Kind of a lot of what I felt with the show. Like, there was a whole episode of basically training Sabine Wren.
Yeah.
Essentially, that was one whole episode. It was just her training. And, you know, her and Ahsoka's relationship, which is a key to it, but you didn't have to do it in this long, boring, drawn-out.
We've already seen this play out with Luke and Yoda and all that shit. You know, we're good, you know. Wyland says, I started watching The Exorcist, the series, almost done with season 1. You know what, Wyland? I bought both seasons on Vudu for $5. That was a great deal, in my opinion, so I couldn't pass it up. I didn't see
Probably
season
better than the new movie.
And I said it on Twitter, and I just want to say about this show. In the 5th episode, Anakin Skywalker and a young Ahsoka make that a show.
Yeah.
So it was like an entire flashback sequence.
No, like it wasn't a whole flashback sequence, but there was a little bit of a flashback sequence, and it just like give them a live action show. Just do it.
I think I would watch what's her face in almost anything. She's really good. Rosario Dawson. Super hot, super talented. I think I'd watch her in almost anything. What am I?
Yeah, but I'm actually talking about the kid version of her.
Oh, the kid version.
Hayden Christensen and I don't remember the girl's name.
I got you.
But they hit the right spots of the Clone Wars show of Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship. Like it felt right.
Yeah. Skodoma says, notice how the saber fights are not as good as they used to be. Skodoma says, were the saber fights not that great?
He's talking about Exorcist still. Yeah, like I agree, but it's not just. That's not what really annoys me the most. It's just like it's the suddenly giving people as soon as somebody has a bond with the Force, suddenly they're powerful with it.
Yeah, they did
like
that
with Rey, and they do that with.
They did it with Grogu too. All of a sudden, he became like a total badass once he like.
No, well, not really, because he went. It wasn't him totally becoming like suddenly badass. He went to train with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I know, but they kind of hurried
The
that
greatest
along.
Jedi ever. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Freak 5 is exiled, son of a bitch. Wyland has a theory about it. Break is what he said. So there
I
you
like to
go.
hear it.
What is your score for Asuka?
I'm gonna go with a 6.
Wow, just above average. That's okay. That's a good score.
I
That's
liked
not
it,
a bad
but it
score.
wasn't as good as it could have been. Like Mads Mikkelsen is fantastic as usual.
Yeah, he's really
He played
good.
Thrawn, and he was perfect as Thrawn.
He's really good in
I
anything he
like the
does.
casting of the show, just there was too much, like Buffet says, too
I
much
think
slow start.
I think Eric is onto something because even like a lot of the Marvel series, like they only get like 8 episodes, and it's like, come on, guys, like we're okay, we'll be okay. Let's have 12 episodes or 13. That's a normal season of something,
Or
I
don't
mean,
spend as much time on like exposition, like this is some drama where we're not here to see space battles and sword fights, which is what
Right.
we want to see, you know.
Right. I mean, that's pretty much all Star Wars fans want to see. If they get any exposition, they cry about it. It's like,
God damn it! I just cried about it for like 10 minutes.
I know,
Fine,
I know.
fine, you win. I believe.
Not to bash you or anything, Break, but it does seem like the Star Wars fans are a lot more unforgiving. Like whereas Star Trek fans are, they'll take the long exposition. It's the journey. It's not. And with Star Wars, it's like I got to see that fucking action, man. It's like Star Wars fans are on crack and like.
Well, as you're a fan of both series.
I'm a fan of both series actually, and Star Trek fans are more like on weed, so they're like, yeah, man, this is really fucking cool.
Let me describe it in a better way. Basically, they're at the start of the show. They're on a mission to prevent a war, but it seems like episode 1. Remember after they escaped from Naboo and they ended up on Tatooine? It was like suddenly suddenly Naboo didn't matter at all. Like there was no. They were just, we got to do the pod race. We got this little Jedi kid here, or he's going to be a Jedi, for sure, and just completely forgot about the war that was going on. And there's just such a slow build up to, hey, we gotta go stop Thrawn,
I'd like to see a live action version of Aladdin on Naboo, and then you could have Abu on Naboo. Maybe that could be a series.
Done. Show's over with.
Let's do
Bye.
it.
Tonight.
All right.
Good
So
night.
You old man too hard, Frank.
6 out of 10. That's actually not a bad score, Break. So
Yeah, I mean,
there
I
you
liked
go.
it. It wasn't like, I didn't give it like a 3 or a 4 or something. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I have
It
a
wasn't the best work of the.
Yeah.
Also, I wanna see throw this idea for you guys. Should we just rechristen this show as RPGeezers since we're all old now?
We could still be RPG-ish, right? RP Geezers, man, I like it. We're rechristening the show RP Geezers. I mean, you just joined the 40 and up club now, Eric. So why not, man? All right, let's move on here. No, we're not changing the show's
The
name, man.
gentleman says Star Wars fans are mostly ravers with glow sticks.
Ravers with glow sticks. Wyland sent you a message, Break. Okay. My review is a movie called Spirit Halloween. Now, on first glance, this movie looks like it's going to be absolute shit, and I'm here to tell you it's not absolute shit. It's actually a very smartly written movie that happens to include Spirit Halloween in its DNA, and it's
so it's a haunted spirit Halloween.
yeah, actually it does boil down to that pretty much, Eric, but it's really good. I don't know, I rather enjoyed this. I thought it was well above average. It's basically about some teenagers that get stuck in a Spirit Halloween store, and there's this little backstory that they do with this guy that it was a terrible person in real life, and he gets cursed and killed, and he comes back as an evil spirit, and he basically inhabits a lot of the animatronics in a Spirit Halloween store.
So it's Five Nights at Freddy's, but Spirit Halloween.
You know what? But it's better. It's not jump scary. It's made for kids. It's not.
Five Nights at Freddy movie still happening, I think.
Yeah, that's coming out actually. Wyland says Best Buy is the future home of Spirit Halloween. It's on its last legs, isn't it, Wyland? It's sad. I went into a Best Buy, and it's nothing like it used to be. Like their movie section is dwindling. Their video
the game section's even getting smaller.
Yeah, the video game sections are getting smaller. They're starting to pimp out like what they used to do, like toothbrushes and I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's becoming more. I don't know if anybody remembers the store called Best, not Best Buy, but Best, and they had all like
not just Spirit Halloween, Spirit Christmas, etc.
Yeah. But they're not selling physical media Q1 of 2024. Really? Wow, that's crazy. But anyways, back to Spirit Halloween. So Christopher Lloyd is in it, and you could tell he's, man, that guy looks like a skeleton. He only did like live action scenes for like the first maybe 20 minutes of the movie, and then the rest he's the spirit, the evil spirit. He does a fantastic job voice acting. And it's a fun movie. I it's not super scary. It's not one of these movies that's just gonna scare the shit out of you. And it's not super funny, but it has its moments. And I was really surprised. And Freak 5 is just trying to make me hungry with his lo mein and steak strips there, beef strips. So how dare you, Freak 5. But I don't know, man. I recommend people watch this movie. I was really pleasantly surprised. I had zero expectations going in. The female lead, the girl in this movie, you can tell is going to be probably a superstar. She was really good in it. All the kids were really good in it, and I highly recommend giving it a watch. I give it a 7.5 out of 10, which is
anybody interested in that Goosebumps series that's going on?
I am mildly interested in that, Eric. But I'm into all things horror related and stuff. But no, give Spirit Halloween a try. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised. Let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, Breakman, your Stinko of the week.
I got one this week. I think we all probably know what it is.
All right.
What was it? Saturday night, I think it happened when Hamas invaded part of Israel.
Yeah. I knew you guys were gonna bring that up.
Yeah, this is the only Stinko I have. Like everything related to this. And we know hundreds, maybe 1,000 people were killed in that day, and plus kidnappings, and then they retaliated, and Israel retaliated and killed, a lot of not just Hamas but Palestinians. These wars are never going to end.
No.
The Palestinians are probably the most hated people over there, I guess. They're essentially locked in. Nobody's letting them escape. Actually, earlier today, Netanyahu was like, "Here, we're going to let you escape." They bombed their trucks as they're escaping.
Yeah. Look. Okay. So you're
and just Hamas is bad. They're evil. Let's get that straight. Yes. Netanyahu's too.
Yeah, he is.
He's a genocidal madman. He knew about the attack. He ignored it.
Yeah.
He sacrificed people for the sole purpose of wiping out Gaza.
Anytime that I mention Israel, whether it's on Twitter or in real life or in different conversations, I get labeled as an anti-Semite because I mention Israel, and I don't understand it. I mean, two things can be true at the same time. Netanyahu can be a piece of shit, and Hamas can be a piece of shit, right? But one thing that I do know, there's lots of innocent people that got killed, right?
Yes.
On both sides. And it's okay
as of yesterday, last night, the bombing of the Gaza Strip had resulted in at least 24 families, casualties of entire families. just
Yeah.
wiped out.
And it's been Israel's goal to.
This is, and part of it's the people that are gaslighting on us too and defending the actions of killing them. Well, they've got the right to defend themselves. They do, but they're not doing that. They're killing innocent civilians.
Yeah.
And the defense of that's, well, the terrorists are planting the stuff in their houses and their buildings and stuff like that. Those people need to do something about it. Do what? What do you want average people to do against fucking terrorists?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
These people are being victimized by a terrorist on one side,
yeah.
a country on another side, and,
Yeah.
the country that's ruling them on another side.
Yeah, I think it's terrible. I mean, they've been talking about a two-state solution forever, and instead of just, Israel conceding that fucking land that the Palestinians are occupied, they refuse to do it, and that pisses me off. And I don't give a fuck if anybody thinks that I'm an anti-Semite, which nothing could be further from the truth. I know what the Jewish people went through in World War II. My grandfather told me horror stories about Auschwitz and other encampments that he liberated or helped liberate. It's awful. And both sides are at fault. I feel for the Palestinian people because they've been occupied for 50 to
And I wouldn't say just the Palestinian people, the Israeli citizens too. They're
and the
just as
Israeli
much
citizens.
victims.
But look, here's the difference though. Breakman, let me make the real distinct difference. Israeli citizens aren't kept prisoner, right?
Yeah,
They're not.
I mean, essentially, Gaza is known as an open air prison.
Yes, it's an open air prison, and it's ridiculous. It should why they don't just concede that land is beyond me. They've got Jerusalem, which is the holiest of land, right? I mean, so let it go. Let the Gaza Strip go, and everything will be okay. Palestine will be on one side, you'll be on the other. You guys will probably be fighting over something because, there's racist people on both sides there. The Palestinians can't stand the Israelis because they've been occupied for, 70 years now. And the Israelis can't stand the Palestinians because why? They're lesser? I don't understand the conflict there. So, let's come to a two-state solution. Let's stop the killing. Hamas can go to hell because they're definitely a terrorist organization backed by most likely Saudi and other monies.
And we've had a lot of rumors, and it's hard to say what's true and what's not as far as what's going on over there.
Well, definitely don't watch United States media when it comes to the Israel-Palestine debate because you won't get the truth there. So yeah, I agree with you, Breakman.
Yeah, like the gaslighting is definitely a huge part of the stink.
Yep.
It's a small part of the stink because the death is the big part.
Death is the biggest
There's
part.
so much
no doubt.
gaslighting. Just like if you're not with Israel, you're anti-Semite.
Yeah, it's nothing could be further
Jewish
from the
people
truth.
that are against Israel.
Yeah.
We're anti-Semites, but they're okay. That's
Yeah.
fine. Whatever you say. No,
yeah.
we're not against Jewish people.
No.
We don't have a problem with whatever religion people want to worship. We have a problem with people who want to murder other people.
Yeah. Scotoma says his stinko is the stupid ebony alert they made in California. Apparently they also have a feather alert for indigenous people, which sounds racist as well. I agree, Scotoma. They both sound racist.
Watch out, those dangerous ebony people and those dangerous
you know what?
natives.
I know.
No, this is different. This is like the Amber Alert.
Yeah, but
this is if you're saying like somebody's lost or something.
You know
We're
why?
missing a Native American
It's what they're calling it.
You know why this is bullshit? Because what if there are a lot of racist people that get the quote ebony alert? You think you're going to get anybody to help out then? I mean, it's just stupid. Just have one Amber Alert, or call it the red alert, or the purple alert, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but make it ambiguous so nobody has that thought in their head. It just makes and they also have something for elderly, which makes sense.
That's,
yeah,
Silver, I think.
Yeah, the silver alert. We got a silver alert, everybody. There's a 55-year-old grandmother that, or 65-year-old grandmother that was found, or hasn't been found yet. I mean,
73-year-old grandmother was last seen heading to Mexico.
Yeah.
She was last seen in a nightgown and
a muumuu.
A
Red muumuu and curlers,
Right.
I mean,
and she believes she's still in World War I, so just be careful.
Right. And she may or may not have dementia. So, all right, definite bad stinko there, Breakman. Hearts go out to the people in Israel and Palestine, the people not involved in all the bullshit, but I don't agree with occupation, and nobody should be okay with that.
Yeah, we're definitely 100 on this.
Yeah.
We completely agree there. Innocent people being murdered in the name of justice.
Yeah.
And our country is backing it.
Yeah. I hate that too.
Yeah, my stink was pretty much the same as Breaks, but like especially in regards to the U.S.'s involvement.
Yeah, I mean, U.S. always has to.
I've heard so many people say, "Well, Israel's so nice to the Palestine, the Palestinians, and they supply Gaza with all the food and water and stuff like that. Oh, they're so nice. So why are their soldiers regularly raping and murdering Palestinians?"
Well, and not only that, they're so nice that they can pull that aid at any time, right? So the electricity and the food and water can just be cut off. That's a great position to be in, right? No, fuck that. That's ridiculous. Like, give them their sovereignty. Let them have their own power grid, their own means of making food and stuff, and leave them the fuck alone. That's what I say. But
and all these other countries out there just don't want. They're like, no, we're not letting them in. Egypt, fuck Egypt. They've completely locked them off completely.
Yeah, Netanyahu is the Trump of Israel. He really is. He's a far right extremist. He really is.
He's worse than Trump, because I don't think Trump would do this.
No, I don't think so either. I think, a matter of fact, Trump. I mean, he praised Hezbollah, which is BS. But I think what he really meant was that he was, wanting Palestine to be free. But he's not the most eloquent of people out there. They could have had their own power and water, but they used the supplies for that to make weapons. Well, that's what you heard in the media, isn't it, Skodoma?
Like squirt guns and shit.
Yeah. Let's make a bunch of squirt guns. I don't know. Let's move on here. So, Eric, you have any other thoughts on that, or is that pretty much?
That's pretty much the same.
All right, mine is the
all the conspiracies and shit are going out. Like, I don't know if babies have been murdered or anything like that, but we have people posting online like fake images of charred babies.
No. Let's. I did see a real video. I'm not going to tell you guys the source, but I did see a real video of a doctor that was holding a dead baby in his hand as he was explaining what happened when Israel attacked the Gaza Strip there. So if you really want to know the real impact, I mean, just look to the doctors and to the people on the ground over there, and you'll get a very clear, vivid view. I also saw another video of two little girls who lost their families in that conflict and were super bloody in a hospital. And
I saw the guy who was he was glad that his daughter died in an attack because he didn't want what was going to happen to her if Hamas caught her.
Yeah.
Like, they would have probably raped her, and this was a 6-year-old girl.
Yeah, and that's terrible. So all in all, it's really, really bad over there, and nobody should be wishing anything on either side, other than the government and Hamas to be just eradicated. That might be
and
the best thing.
Who supplies Hamas? Hezbollah, them too.
Yeah, Hezbollah. Well, and there's the thoughts on the Saudis and ISIS and other,
We've talked about them before, like our quote unquote allies over in there.
Right. Allies.
The only reason we're allies with them is because they're powerful. And
yeah, a lot of money. They do spend billions and billions of dollars for weapons. So, all right. My stinko is the Elijah McClain verdict came down yesterday, and it was very disappointing. 2 cops were on trial. Actually, there's going to be a series. There's 2 cops now and we just got the verdict on that. There's going to be 2 paramedics and another cop that's going to be on trial. But these guys murdered Elijah McClain. And if you don't know the story, please look it up. It's a real famous one in Aurora, Colorado. Again, Aurora, Colorado. Where I'm out fighting these asshole cops almost on a daily basis. But they murdered him. They put him in a chokehold. They sedated him with ketamine, and 10 days later he was dead. And these cops definitely had something to do with it. The majority to do with it, but the verdict came down. One was found guilty of a lesser charge and is going to spend a maximum of, I think it was anywhere between 1 to 3 years, but I'm expecting they'll give him parole. The other cop was found not guilty, and he'll probably be on the streets tomorrow, which is ridiculous. And it's going to be up to people like myself and my friend KDOT to hold him accountable for that every time we see him on the streets. And we will run into him. I'm sure he's not going to be exactly on the streets right now because the streets are real hot. The community is really, really pissed off about it. So they'll probably hide him for a while. But I tell you what, KDOT and I won't forget. And we will give him a piece of our mind. Let him know that we're going to be watching him every step of the way. Let's see. What else? One of the cops is guilty. Skodoma says yes, barely. I mean, that's ridiculous. I agree with you, Skodoma. Too much tax dollars going to other country and not fixing our own shit. I totally agree. So that's my stinko. Let's go on to happier thoughts. We need happier thoughts because
about spending cuts. They always talk about cutting stuff for us.
Yeah, always.
Like the excessive spending we're doing in foreign
Oh no,
countries.
they talk about tax cuts for the rich. That's cutting stuff, tax cuts for the rich is always
Social Security for Americans who need it to survive.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Let's get tax rates to the rich. But no.
And Medicare and Medicaid and stuff like that. We can't help. We can't bother with.
Base over there, and we need to give them billions to make roads for these cities over in Germany and stuff like that.
Right.
Like Germany has their own fucking money.
Right. I agree. Tax the hell out of the poor, Skodoma said. Yeah, that's what they always do. Skodoma, we're almost at our breaking point, though, Skodoma. I don't think it's viable to live in the United States anymore. I don't think you can make a decent living anymore. I think it's almost to that point. I think the minute that you start having people not being able to make a living with 3 jobs most of the time, then I think we've got a huge problem.
I mean, that's why they're trying to get child labor back instated.
They're doing child labor. They're dropping wages. A lot of places, like even at Bernie's work, they're tip-based wages. So like when you go to like places like Subway or Firehouse Subs or a lot of these sub places, they're tip-based. So these people are making like $13 an hour. So, which, I mean, I guess that's better than the federal minimum wage of $7. But in a city like Denver, you cannot live like that. And you can't rely on other people.
Like, it can be, if you're living off tips, you can have a slow night and you can walk home with like $5.
Yeah. I mean, and that's how it is.
$3 an hour.
Well, and it's even worse for a fast food joint, Breakman, because people don't think of it that way. They when they see tip, they're like, man, I'm already paying this much for a sandwich. Why would I tip this place? You're not tipping the place. You're tipping the employees. Please.
See, I disagree. Because those people are getting at least minimum wage. Servers and waitresses, they don't have to pay the minimum wage.
I agree.
They pay less than $3 an hour.
Well, I agree, Breakman.
I think it's way worse on them than anybody.
I do agree with that, but I think you should always tip anywhere you go that there's a place to tip, because $13 an hour is not great.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that, like, I think of the people who are treated the worst, the ones who aren't even getting paid minimum wage.
Yeah, look, Skodoma says that's bullshit. They shouldn't be relying on people to tip their workers for a living wage. I totally agree with you, Skodoma, but that's how it is.
That's why the tip has been an extravagance ever since it's been introduced.
I agree. I think if you're going to do a tip-based wage, you should match.
They did it just to screw people over their pay.
I think you should be forced to match those wages. So I think if the tips came in and let's say they give you they make it to $3 an hour, you should match that 100%. And then, or either just get rid of the tip wage and pay a living wage, like Skodoma says. And
I don't even get paid a living wage because technically what I get paid is like close to $18. And
yeah,
it's still not a living wage.
No, a living wage is like $22 an hour, and that's barely. It should be more like in the $23, $24, $25 an hour. If their tips don't bring servers up to minimum wage, their employer is supposed to pay the difference. Yeah, that's true too, Freak5. I doubt they do, but they're supposed to. You can report them if they don't. But see, these other places get by with doing the minimum, like $13 an hour. I think it's $13.25, and then they say, okay, tips, But I think they should match tips 100%. I think that would be fair for everybody, and you would still make a shit ton of money. But that's not the way things are. Let's move on to to happier thoughts because it's Eric's birthday today.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Right.
Sweet of the week.
All right, let's. You know what? Let's do things a little bit differently, Breakman. Let's give Eric the pleasure of doing the Sweeto of the week first. So, Eric, your Sweeto of the week.
Well, it's my birthday, so I've survived yet another year. And so I've been around for 4 decades. And I got some B-Day gifts. My parents gave me some money, and I'm going to be buying that Metal Gear collection and Spider-Man 2 in a week and a half.
All right.
And then Frank got me some stuff, so I used that money to get Detective Pikachu on the eShop.
Just go to your exile, you son of a bitch. How much was Pikachu? Was it $50?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
I already had $7 in there from before, from an earlier purchase. So it was easy to pay for that.
That's good, man. Anything else you got, or is that pretty much your loot?
Oh, I bought a couple things for myself off of GameFly. So I bought Jedi Survivor, and I pre-ordered Super Mario Wonder, but I also bought another Remnant 2. It's that was $25. They were $25 each, pretty much, for used. So I saved quite a bit of money that way.
Wow, $4.25. They're moving up in the world, Breakman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the most bullshit industry out of all the workers, Breakman, by the way. I don't mean to not...
and I think it's changed for a lot of the industry. A lot of the industry has moved into, like you said, the minimum wage, which is 13 something.
Yeah, it's still bullshit, man. I mean,
yeah,
that means...
there are still people that are getting paid less than the minimum wage, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
The minimum wage should be $22 an hour easily right now. If you kept up with inflation, I think it's actually 23 or 24 now.
I think it's close to 30, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean 23, 24 is pretty good. I think you could make a decent living with that, depending.
Right.
But how dare you, Freak 5, son of a bitch. Well, awesome, Eric. That's really good of you, man. Breakman, your Sweeto of the week.
I've actually got 2 this week. One is going to it's going to the Republican Party for exposing the truth that we've said for so long. 2-party government does not work.
Yeah.
Period. 2-party government it doesn't work.
No, and we're bearing the fruits of that right now.
The Republican Party has shown for sure, look, if one party doesn't work, the other party can't work.
Right.
They've exposed the government for what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Remember, I was talking about this a few weeks back, Break, about how the 2-party system is eventually going to crumble. I think we're kind of seeing that, at least in the Republican Party. But look, if the Republican Party crumbles, then what are we left with? The fucking Democrats, which are basically Republicans. You know what I mean? So
then we have one party.
Yeah,
that's the 2-party system is an absolute failure.
No, it is, and actually capitalism is a failure too. So. I think we got a double-edged sword on our hands.
Capitalism was going great up until the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, but it
given more and more tax
it just never works, Breakman. I mean, it's been proven time and time again. It just never works. It's not me just up here saying, the sky is falling. I mean, it just it's actually in real time coming forth right now. With the Republican Party the way that it is, it's a mess, and so is the Democrat Party, by the way. It's not any better.
There are too many people with too many different views and opinions put into one party for both sides. Scotum, I assume, votes still probably right wing.
Yeah.
But I know he doesn't want to be lumped with MAGA.
No, he said that several times.
It's you're forced to be with people that you don't associate with, that you don't like.
Yeah.
Just because we get 2 choices.
Yeah, Scoma says inflation is way off compared to minimum wage, and Freak 5 says only thing that doesn't increase because of inflation is wages. They're getting more bold to the corruption.
He's more moderate. Well, I'm just saying, if you were say, okay, you're a bad example then.
Yeah,
so
he's like me.
Who's more right wing, and it's more close to the moderate like you, is forced, if they're still voting Republican, they're lumped in with MAGA. They're lumped in with the anarchists, crazy gun running people.
I mean,
and they're not like those people at all. They don't associate
maybe
with those
look. This is me finding a silver lining in all these things. Break, because if you don't, you'll just go mad. Maybe
Right.
maybe the silver lining is that maybe a few more parties will be made from this, right? And I wish the Democrats would do that too, because if I was on this spectrum, I'm not on any spectrum like Scotoma. I'm neither left or right, but
Well, I wasn't saying you were extreme right wing, Scotoma. Like I was saying, like you'd be more like the moderate. Like you're a reasonable human being, unlike the people on the extremes on both sides.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, we can agree to disagree on a lot of things, but I think what we all agree on is it's not working, right? It's simply not working.
And essentially, my point is, we're like people like us who are more moderate, more willing to accept different ideas, are lumped in with crazy people.
Yeah, and it's just not cool, not cool at all. All right, so what's your sweeto in all of this, Breakman?
Them exposing the government is the two-system party for defrauded.
Yeah.
And the other one's just kind of a personal one. I didn't know they were making I figured they would make a sequel, but I didn't know it was coming out next month to Xbox Game Pass. Dungeons 4. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, you're a big fan
Also,
of Dungeons.
I forgot to mention this, but we know so little about it. I didn't know if I should talk about it or not. But there's going to be a new Dragon Ball anime called Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah, we don't know about that at all.
And it sounds like they're basically trying to do GT's basic plot, but not terrible this time.
Yeah, and it looks like everybody is turned into kids, not just Goku.
Yeah.
Skoma
He
says,
is a kid too.
yeah,
And it
Skoma,
sounds like there won't be any Super Saiyan nonsense because they've been reverted to that as powerful as they were when they were kids, or maybe even less for people like Vegeta who are already powerful. So they probably are all on the same level.
That's interesting.
yeah. That game looks
And
interesting.
We saw
Skoma
like
says.
a slight glimpse of a machine mutant, so we know they are going to do at least some of GT story.
Yeah.
Mm.
My sweeto, real quickly, it's Eric's birthday, so that's what we're.
That's another one. Happy birthday, Eric.
Yeah, that's definitely my sweeto this week. Eric's been a stalwart just like Break for the better part of well over a decade now. Jesus, man, how many years have we been doing this? I think it's coming up on 16 for the show, 15 for Eric, and I think 14 for Break. If I'm not.
I leveled up.
Yeah, you leveled up, dude, for sure. He made it another year, so there you go. All right, let's get to the free for all because this is actually really exciting.
It's a free for all. Little baby. Yeah, it's a free for all.
Suck it! All right, we are in the midst of round 2 of our tournament. Breakman, what is the tournament, and let's get going.
This is October, and we always do something spooky related, something Halloween-ish. This year we've gone all out, and we want the gore and the killings. These are the best kills.
Yeah.
And we're going to start out with Freddy Krueger using a TV and say, "Welcome to prime time, bitch."
Yeah.
Predator who claws a fucking football player and raises him up in the air above, like the football player can do nothing against him because he's the fucking Predator.
Yeah.
Poor Eric, it's your birthday. You start this.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Freddy.
Yeah, and as much as I love the Predator kill, like that icon, his TV kill specifically is one of the most iconic kills in really horror history.
I'm gonna give.
It really changed the character of Freddy from that point on.
Yeah.
Because after that movie, he became more of a
Real schlocky and funny and.
making wisecracks as he's killing people. Like he's got to be sarcastic about it. He was like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of murderers suddenly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm going to give my pick since, it doesn't really matter anyways. Bernie, what do you say? The Predator kill with the claw or Freddy Krueger with the TV? Welcome to prime time, bitch.
I would say Freddy just because that was the one line that Robert Englund did by himself.
Yeah, he improvised
He
that line.
improvised
That's my
that
pick
line.
as well. Yeah, Freddy Krueger for sure.
Next, we have the alien tongue from Alien 3. Is it the poor doctor who was just having a mild conversation with Ripley? Everything seemed fine. Suddenly, has a hole through his head. Versus Leatherface, who doesn't like teenagers and hits them with mallets
Right.
out of nowhere, really.
Right.
I would go ahead and start this one. As much as I don't like Alien 3, that kill is a really good kill. Like seeing the hole through the head like that, like just really horrific. I gotta go with the alien tongue. Frank?
I would get killed if I did not pick Leatherface with the mallet. It is one of the all-time classic kills, and it still scares the shit out of people to this day. I have to go with Leatherface. Before we get to Eric and the tiebreaker, Freak5 says, last night was a dinner for milestone anniversaries with my company. Basically, people who have been there a multiple of 5 years. The people who have been with the company 50 years got a new car. Ooh, holy shit. But they had us show up at 5. They didn't start dinner until after 7, but the food was good. Damn.
Although this also reminds me, I've been at my job for 20 years, so they gave me a $500 bonus, but they get a car for 50.
Damn. That's really good, man. All right, so Eric, you are the tiebreaker on this.
I haven't seen either of these.
Leatherface.
So
Bernie
I'm
is
just
telling
gonna
you
vote-
something.
I'm just going to vote for
Leatherface.
Leatherface.
Leatherface moves on. Damn, you saved me from getting killed, Eric. So there you go.
Yes, the tournament can continue now.
Yes,
Frank survived. Another
I
match.
survived.
Next, we have from the third Exorcist movie, the Gemini Killer, who teaches a nurse what another use for shears, gardening shears, versus Patrick, who he loves to party while he kills, and especially to the Huey Lewis or Genesis. I mean, who can't love that? It's hip to be square when you're killing your friends.
Susu Studio.
Frank, you start this one out.
I'm gonna go with the Gemini Killer with shears because it was definitely one of the most shocking, jump scary kills that I've ever seen in a horror movie to this day. It is a great kill, and you don't even get to see it into fruition, right? You just see that close up, like the way they did the camera angle. It's such a classic, and it's such an underrated movie. Exorcist 3 is a great horror movie. I have to go with Gemini Killer.
Shears.
The shears. Okay, well, the shears move on. I was going to go with Patrick because I just love that. Like, he's talking about Huey Lewis and News. He's talking about Genesis. And,
Phil
he's having
Collins,
such a
yeah.
good time talking about him. And we're listening to good music as he's murdering his friends.
Yeah, it's a great kill for sure. But I mean, that Gemini Killer kill with the shears is, whew, it's chef's kiss for sure.
American Psycho wasn't that great of a movie anyway.
Yeah.
It has good moments in it, but it wasn't that good of a movie. Next we have the T-Rex with his teeth. I mean, he's a T-Rex. He doesn't have another weapon. Versus Pennywise the Clown with, his teeth.
Yeah, his teeth, yeah.
The teeth go on. Let me see. Pennywise killed poor little Georgie in one of modern day, I think probably the best kill in modern time. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. I think it's probably the best kill in modern time. The Georgie kill right at the beginning of it. The first It movie is so good. The second one is such a fucking letdown. But T-Rex eats a lawyer in his favor. Just saying. Frank, you can go next.
I will go next, but let me read chat. You guys ever played Amazing Frog? It's so funny. No, I can't say as I have. I don't know if these guys have.
It's kind of like Goat Simulator.
Oh, gotcha. Freak5 says, one of the executives I met asked how many years I'd been there. I told him 5, and he said something about seeing me there in 40 or 50 years. LOL, how old does he think I am? Most they're getting out of me is another 20. I plan on retiring in 20 years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if I worked in my company until I was for 50 years, I'd be in my 80s. So I'm good on that. So let's see. What did you pick? Pennywise.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the T-Rex because that's a great kill. I mean, anytime you get to kill somebody on the John like that, like that's. I mean,
It deserved it too.
the only other John kill, and you don't have it on this list, and it's a travesty, Breakman, is in Friday the 13th Part 5 when what's his face is on the toilet and he's singing, and he gets killed with a spear in the John. That's another great kill. But
I didn't think of that one.
yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, see, that was the problem with doing this list. Is I
It's
kept trying
too
to think of
much.
all these,
I
and
know
knew
there's way
think of
too
ones.
many. T-Rex. I'm going with T-Rex, so that also puts Eric on the spot here.
T-Rex, man.
Ooh, T-Rex all the way.
Didn't even have to
Fuck
think about
lawyers.
Yeah, fuck lawyers.
it. Lawyers are the worst. Next, we're gonna move on to the. Let me see here. We have Jason Voorhees for the first time on this list versus his own mother. Jason
Ooh.
decided a sleeping bag was a great weapon, and a tree is a good place to put a sleeping bag, and I agree with him. Whereas that bitch Pamela Voorhees decided to kill our Lord and Savior.
Why
Bacon.
wasn't Jason Voorhees talked to in a bad manner, but when you got to Pamela Voorhees, that bitch.
Because she killed my Lord and Savior.
That's
I
true.
have to be mad at her, right?
That is true. That is true.
Kevin Bacon was minding his own business. He just got some poontang, and he's just lying in bed.
I know.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said poontang, but anyway. Frank, you start this one.
I'm dude. I mean, it's got to be Jason Voorhees with the sleeping bag, right? It's like the greatest thing ever, man. Like he just picks up that sleeping bag and one wallop to the tree and it's over. You know, it's like a great kill, man. Very creative. I love that kill, man. It's one of my favorites. Jason Voorhees.
Sleeping bag.
Yeah, I got to agree. The sleeping bag kill's pretty fucking fantastic. Next, we have the Chest Buster as he makes his first appearance in Alien and interrupts dinner. He interrupts dinner, a little asshole. Versus Thunder, who was he killed himself. He blew himself up quite literally. Eric, you start this one.
I'm gonna go with Chest Burster.
That's a pretty horrific kill. But I love that Thunder kill. Just watching him, and at one point they're like, "I don't think he's gonna stop," and you see his face and his cheeks all puffing out, and just his clothes are ripping. And I'm gonna put Frank on the spot because I'm going with Thunder.
Oh, this is an easy one for me, man. It's Chest Burster. That's one of the greatest kills in movie cinematic history, not just horror movies, right? I mean, that Chest Burster scene is an all-timer. But I do like that Thunder kill, Breakman, and kudos for you for putting it on the list. I didn't think it would last past round one, but you know.
It was so hard to think of kills because there's so many good kills.
Yeah.
Next we have Ghostface. Which one was this kill? Because I didn't write here on here. Ghostface with his very first movie kill. Well, I guess technically it's second because the boyfriend was already dead at that point.
Yeah.
But the first kill we get to see him perform, as he did shockingly ended Drew Barrymore before she even began in the series. Which, by the way, we were talking about last week. She did that whole role because she knew she was going to die in the first scene. That she wanted it for that reason. But she is going up against the killer clowns from outer space who they don't take no guff. And if you challenge them to knock their blocks off, if you challenge them to knock your block off, they'll do it.
Yeah, he was like, "What you gonna do? Knock my block off?" And sure enough, that's exactly what he did with one punch.
I'm gonna you know what, Frank, you can start this one.
All right. As much as I love that killer clown kill, I have to go with Ghostface on this one. That's an iconic kill, and it's vicious. I mean, you see the stabbing, and then to boot, like at the end, you see her hung up, and her parents see her like that,
Before that part, before she's hung up, you see her like
gasping
running out in the yard, and her parents are just getting out of the car, and they don't see any of it. You know, like they could have saved her, like they're right there, and she couldn't yell or anything. Like it's such a horrific kill.
Yeah, great kill. But yeah, Ghostface for me.
Ghostface.
I was actually going to go with the Killer Clown just because it's a funny ass kill. But yeah, Ghostface, it's such a horrific kill. It's so brutal, and like as Frank said, and it was cruel too.
Yeah.
Insult factory. Next we have Shang Tsung, who performed finally a fucking awesome fatality on screen. He soul sucked the fucking life out of Kung Lao, versus Norman Bates, who gave us who scared a generation from taking a fucking shower.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
I'm not kidding. Like, there's a generation of people that were like really upset. Like, they were kind of afraid to go in the shower.
Yep.
I mean, they showered, but they were still like, one eye open. Eric, you start this one.
I'm gonna go with the Shang Tsung.
That's a great kill, and I like it. But I've got to go for the Norman Bates with the knife kill because it changed the whole story at that point. Like, at this point, she was like, I think she was a criminal on the run, wasn't she? Like, she just stole a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And so at that point, we thought she was the hero. I mean, quote unquote hero, even though she'd stolen a bunch of money. And she was in danger of, getting that killer, but she wasn't going to die.
Yeah.
No, she's going to stay until the end, at least.
Right.
Nope. She's going to die in the fucking shower.
Well, look, we just got done talking about Ghostface, right? And how that first kill subverted expectations. Where do you think the inspiration for that kill started, Breakman? Could it have been from Psycho and Norman Bates with the knife in the shower? And I say to that question, yes. I'm going with Norman Bates and the knife, for sure.
Norman Bates moves on.
It's an iconic kill.
Boy.
Iconic.
It is, yeah. I really wish they hadn't redone it, but they do show Anne Heche's butthole when they do that. You can pretty sure that.
I still want the butthole cut of Cats, the musical. Speaking of buttholes.
Wow. Those are computer added buttholes, aren't they?
Yes, and I want to see it.
See, I was talking about her real butthole. Like, it actually was on screen for a split second. Next we went to the other side of the spectrum. We had these killers. Now we go with some heroes. John Wick with a pencil versus one of my personal favorite kills, John McClane with an icicle. He, he struggled in the snow, and he grabbed the only thing he could as a weapon, and he shoved it through the guy's fucking eye. I love that. I will go ahead and start. As I said, I love that one. So John McClane with the icicle. Frank.
I'm going with John Wick because John Wick don't fuck around, man, and he kills.
Deadly.
I mean, I love both of these kills. I think they're great kills, but that pencil, man, holy shit! At least the ice will melt, and maybe like I don't know, but the pencil
melts. That's a good point.
Right?
Like, you can get away with it. Like, it wasn't me. There's no proof.
Right? Exactly. What about this water here? Oh, that'll evaporate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. It'll clear itself up.
Yeah.
Eric, you're the tiebreaker.
John Wick.
John Wick and a fucking pencil of destruction.
Yeah.
Moves on. I typed Jock Wick for some reason.
I know, I saw that. Wow.
I didn't. I just now noticed that. Let me see. Jock Wick moves on with his pencil versus, and he's going to go up next round or next week versus whoever wins this, which will be Conan with his sword. Is he hacked the fucking head off of Tulsa Doom, a prick who had ruined his entire life, killed his family, enslaved him. I mean, it was a long time fucking coming. It was
the voice of Darth Vader. Yes.
It was one of the most ultimate revenge type movies, like, because he goes through literal hell. Versus Indiana Jones, and probably one of the most funny kills in movie history. There are a lot of rumors about this, that it wasn't planned, that it was planned, that Harrison Ford was just tired on set that day and he didn't feel like doing anything. So instead of doing this elaborate fight scene, apparently that they had planned, maybe or maybe they didn't, we don't know. I guess we'll never really know. He just shot the guy who was flashing his sword and being all cool and stuff.
They improvised for that.
Yeah, that's what he gets for bringing a sword to a gunfight. He just didn't know it was a gunfight. I think I started last time, so Frank, you can start this one.
I have to go with Conan, and I'll tell you why. That was such a great kill, it was the payoff for like you said, a movie of this guy going through literal hell. He was a slave for what seemingly was at least 20 years or so.
Yeah, his whole childhood.
And
The only survivor of his clan.
yeah, and it was so sudden and visceral. Whereas Indiana Jones, it was just like boom, done, and it was funny for comedic effect. But Conan, there was a purpose to that kill. I'm going with Conan for sure.
Eric?
And Freak 5 is talking about cameras up people's asses and shit in chat.
Well, that's where they should be.
Yeah, exactly.
OnlyFans.
Up your ass cameras.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eric, your choice.
Conan.
Conan, once the sword moves on, I actually was going to say Conan too, just because the whole the guy with the sword was kind of a random guy, whereas Tulsa Doom had ruined his entire life.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Conan, he enslaved Conan, and then after Conan had gotten free, he'd found a woman he loved. His fucking henchman killed the woman he loved. You know?
Oh wow!
Just-
Freak 5's daughter just watched the lineup death in Walking Dead with what's his face? God damn it! What's his name? Negan. Yeah.
Negan
Yeah.
killing Glenn. That's a really graphic one.
Yeah, Glenn,
It's comic accurate, very graphic.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to say Conan too. I love the Indiana Jones kill, but Conan, there's such a great payoff because you really have to. By the time the movie, I mean, before the movie is even like few minutes in, you already have to hate him because he kills Conan's entire family and slaves the rest of the people.
Yeah.
Conan is the only one who survives the torture. And then he's put into arena to be a fighter and
I heard. Check this out, Breakman. I heard that Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to finish off Conan. He's going to become the king, and that is a movie I want to see because there's a story to be told there. You know.
Yeah. And but how can he do like the physical stuff anymore?
I think he can. I think he can do it. He's still in pretty good shape, man. I think he can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's in Expendables 4, so I think he can still do some stunts.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's in his 70s, so every year he's it's
I
getting
think
harder.
I think he needs to be more of just a leader. He doesn't need to do a lot of the physical shit anymore. He just
they could make a new lead, and he could be like a mentor.
Yeah.
They could do that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like the new Conan Jr. or something.
Yeah.
Next we have Kung Lao with his badass hat, and my favorite kill of the movie. I like the Shang Tsung kill, but he splits the bitch in half, and then he says flawless victory. Right?
Yeah, flawless victory. I remember that. Yeah.
Versus another kill that I really like. This one goes way back to the 80s, though. It's Connor McLeod of the Clan McLeod and Scourge of the Kragan for once and for all, and he envelops the Quickening, which gives him knowledge of everything, apparently. Which they get rid of to give sequels to a movie that never should have had fucking sequels unless you were going to do prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have had sequels. For fuck's sake. The TV show was good, though. I think Frank started. Eric, you start this one.
I'm gonna go with Furiosa.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We're doing Kung Lao versus Connor McLeod, Eric.
It's pretty good.
But well, that's my choice for the next one. But I'm guessing based on this, I'm gonna go with Kung Lao.
I'm old school, and I loved Highlander. The TV shows. I love the TV shows too. This one's kind of hard because I do like that Kung Lao, and it's my favorite in the movie. And bringing blood and guts into Mortal Kombat was the only thing that really saved that movie.
Freak 5 is
I think
exiled,
Connor
son of a
McLeod
bitch.
cut because he cuts his head off and he just starts laughing, like the sword goes through him, and instead of like him like dying like right there, like he starts like it's like he's enjoyed being killed, like it was like a kind of like this is a good ride. I guess I don't know.
He wanted to die, but he wanted to die a warrior's death, and someone finally did it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Exactly. Frank, you're the tiebreaker.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I think this is the hardest one that we've had so far. That's what she said. But I have to go with Connor McLeod, man. There can be only one, and there
Yes.
was only one. And Christopher Lambert is a badass, and he was in Mortal Kombat, so yeah, I got to go with him, man. Connor McLeod.
And I think he could still actually pick up the sword and be a Highlander again. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should do another Highlander. You know.
We have, and this is the last, I think, of the heroes. There might be another hero down the road, but I think we're mostly villains back again. This is Furioso, and we already know Eric's choice.
Yeah.
She ripped off the face of Immortan Jim?
Immortan Joe. Yeah.
Morton Joe. And RoboCop, who has some fucking skills and just moves the fuck out of the way after shooting that bitch in the face. And lets the toxic waste do the rest as he melts in one of the coolest deaths, definitely one of the coolest deaths of the 80s. Eric already told us what his pick is. I will go next. As much as I love that toxic waste stuff, the chain rip death is fucking cool. I gotta go Furioso too.
Wow, I would have picked RoboCop because that was an iconic kill as well with the toxic waste. He's like walking around, help me, and he just gets blasted by the car into a million pieces. Man, it's so great.
Yes, that was a good point.
Wyland says he'll end up.
Like she gets to say that smug line too.
Yeah,
like,
that's
remember
true.
Me?
Yeah,
Rip his face off.
that's a great kill too. I'm not too unhappy with that. Wyland says he'll end up Arnold will end up killing someone with the sword if he does another one. Skodom is exiled, you son of a bitch. And Wyland says he's blind as hell. I've heard horror stories about the later Highlander movies he did and hitting people's hands with the sword. Ooh, wow.
Ooh, never mind. He can't do it.
Oh, he was
Never mind.
talking about Christopher Lambert, not Arnold. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
never mind. Like keep him away from the sword. then.
Yeah, let's not kill anybody. We don't want that.
You have the stunt double do the sword instead.
Yeah.
Like either give him that sword from Rurouni Kenshin or like a rubber sword. Give him a Nerf sword.
A rubber sword, yeah. And just CGI in it. CGI it later, yeah.
Oh,
Right,
did he just hit me with a Nerf sword? Shh, we're CGIing it. Oh, shit. Okay. Next we have, and this is an interesting one, is we have two villains going up against each other that are actually the same fucking guy. Freddy Krueger with a bed versus Freddy Krueger with a room. Two creative kills. He didn't even have to be in there to do them. He just turned the bed into a, I guess a people
blood
eater
volcano.
volcano.
Yeah, blood volcano. Yeah.
And the other room, the way they did that stunt too was really cool.
Oh, it's so good. That kill is so good, man. That's so
Yeah,
creative.
and how they did it just was amazing. Like they had to actually physically move the room. Like it was crazy. And they said, and she actually took she actually really got hurt too, I think. Like not seriously, but she did get hurt doing that.
Skodoma is exiled, you son of a bitch. Skodoma.
And even though Johnny Depp this is where he gets his start, and it's a really iconic kill. I think the room kill's cool. I think it's the cooler of the two. Frank, you next.
I'm gonna agree with you. The room kill is so creative. The way that it's turning, and the actors are having to. Well, the one actress, Weiss, Amanda Weiss, is like having to like act
Against the wall. And
Yeah,
parts
yeah, yeah.
She actually got hurt.
Yeah. Refresh once again because my connection's shitty again. Fuck.
So Eric, what do you want?
I'm voting for the room kill.
The bed kill is really cool too, and the way they did that was really cool. That's also an upside down one, but the room one was constantly turning. And that's what made that the actual room, they built a whole set for it where they kind of, turned the room as it was going along. It was a great kill.
Yeah, really creative, and it took a lot to just to do the kill itself. And back then, we didn't have CGI. We had practical effects, which I still think beat CGI because they're real. Unless they're bad practical effects, like steps that are made out of what was it? What was in those steps they used? Like pudding or something?
It's like oatmeal or some shit. It's like
that was bad. It's so funny that they
the
got
idea
one.
was really cool though, but just the execution.
Yeah,
was
but
great.
it's funny that they have amazing kills and then terrible kills in the same movie like that. or not kill, but it was just this terrible special effect, really, because nobody died in the steps. Anyway, next we have Jason Voorhees and Jason X as he goes to fucking outer space and learns some new tricks, including to freeze a bitch before you slam her head against the wall or a counter, whatever it was, versus Chris from Us. No, which goddamn, what's the movie
Get
again?
Out.
It was
Get Out.
Get Out.
Yeah.
Chris from Get Out, who takes the final villain away with a set of antlers. I mean, who the fuck kills with antlers? It's pretty fucking cool. He's actually, I think, the last of the heroes too on here. Figure out as a villain at this point. So, Eric, you can start.
I'm going with hero representation, voting for Chris with the antlers.
Ooh.
I'm not seeing the liquid nitrogen kill because I'm not seeing Jason X.
Oh, you should, Eric. It's great.
Is that still on Netflix?
I think so, and you should watch it. It's
And Jason X embraces it. They embrace it.
it's such a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's the fun horror movie because they just totally embraced it. This is campy,
yeah,
and we're just gonna give you some fucking creative kills
Yeah.
and shit like that because that's what you want to see.
yeah. It's great, and they even do this whole CGI sequence with the girls, and he gets to recreate the sleeping bag kills, which is awesome. But I don't know. Is it my turn, break, or is it yours?
I'm still thinking, actually. I gotta go with the Voorhees kill. Like the liquid nitrogen, like everything seemed fine, like because he didn't have a weapon, you know. Like, oh, he's not. She can probably get away. She can run fast. Oh no, there's some liquid nitrogen. Jason will just use that. Frank, you're a tiebreaker.
You know what? It's gonna be Jason Voorhees because that. You know what's cool about that kill? You think the kill is just the liquid nitrogen, but then he proceeds to take her head and bash it in the table, and it's smashed into 100 pieces. It's a great kill, one of the all-time greatest. Wyland says there was a hidden feature on the Jason X DVD that was nothing but the kills. I didn't know that. Freak said that another great death was Wesley Snipes' death at the end of Demolition Man. That's a great one too.
Yeah,
and
that's the only other one I can think of where they use nitrogen.
I really don't get paid any money on Twitch, guys. So you can put that aside. No money is made from RPGrinders at all. So, but I appreciate Scotoma being a member for sure.
Appreciate it, definitely. We have four names left here. We have Holly from The Omen, who seemed like a pretty normal person, seemed pretty sane and rational until she met a dog who talked her into killing herself for Damien. So she did it with a rope in front of everybody at the birthday party. Because nice touch of thing. And next we have a kill that Frank has told me about. I haven't actually seen it yet. Art the Clown decided to split a woman in half.
Yep.
The long way.
Yep, the long way, as she was hanging upside down.
Ouch, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Frank, you can start this one.
This is a close one because I think the Holly kill is definitely iconic, but the Art the Clown one is so visceral, man. Like it's like, holy shit, she's hung upside down naked, by the way, as well, and he just starts son from the middle to the end. Yeah, it's a great kill. Art the Clown. It's an all-time great one.
Yikes! Wow, I'm just disturbed hearing about it. Eric?
Art the Clown.
Yeah, wow, yeah, that one's really, really fucking disturbing. So yeah, Art moves on. I've never even seen it. Just hearing about it, it's like, oh my god. Next and finally, we have Elvira, not the Mistress of the Dark, just somebody happened to be named Elvira as a character, with a basketball and a very good throw, blowing up heads, versus Negan with a bat named Lucille, blowing up heads too. That was comic book accurate kill, whereas there's no movie like, was it Deadly Friends?
Yeah, Deadly Friend, which Wes Craven denounced that movie, but I thought it was pretty decent scare, and that kill is definitely pretty iconic too.
Well, this is Eric's birthday, so he should do the honors of being the last pick.
I agree.
I'm going with the basketball kill.
Ooh, I gotta go with the Negan kill. Like we just talked about, graphic and visceral. That it's really comic book accurate. And if you see the comic book, it looked horrific, and you figured they wouldn't do that in the show. No, they did. They showed like his eyes bulging out and head getting smashed in. They went for it.
Yeah, Freak
Frank
5
the
is
tiebreaker.
exiled. I'm the tiebreaker, and it's definitely the Negan kill, man. I mean, that kill is so visceral. Although the Elvira kill at the basketball is pretty visceral, too, because her head just explodes with the
It
basketball.
does explode.
But
Also Negan, like he does it in front of Negan or in front of Glenn's entire family at that point.
yeah, and he does it in front of everybody, actually, which is even more visceral, which, that kill alone, I don't know why Negan's still alive. Like to me, the way he did it, the sadism in his eyes when he did that, he should have been dead in the comics and in the movie. I don't know how he survived that, but he's still going strong today, and he's with what's her face, the chick, the
one that hates him the most,
Yeah.
Maggie. Well, I don't want to spoil it. I saw that. I saw the whole season, so I know what happened.
What season is this scene from?
season 7 or 8.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8.
I
Now,
mean,
It's not
I don't watch
6.
the series, so
Hold
I
on.
don't know how to watch it
Bernie.
too.
Bernie,
But I
what
do it.
what season does the Negan kill happen?
7 or 8.
It's 7 or is it
I
7 or
don't
8?
think it's 8. I'm thinking it's 7.
It's-
I think we need
it's
we need
8.
some checks here. We need to do some.
Yeah, we need our own play-by-play person.
Let me Google it. Hold on.
There you go. That's we do have our fact checker. Nice.
Yeah, we do. Bernie's on the case. Negan kill which season? Negan kills Glenn which season?
Negan.
And then we got to get the hell out of here because everybody's ready to food quest and play video games.
Oh, here we go.
What season?
Season 7.
7. I was right.
Hey, see,
Yeah.
I think we all. Yeah, like I said, I didn't think it was 8. And
Scotoma, you were right.
She said 7. 7 sounded right. Like you were right. Bernie was right from the beginning.
Yes, Freak 5. I have seen
Yay.
Dave Chappelle's version of the Negan kill. It's great. It's really,
Bernie
really
was
good.
right.
All right, that's it for today. Next week we're gonna have matchups like Art the Clown with the Saw, which Breakman, you really should go out of your way to see Terrifier and
I don't know
Terrifier
if I
2.
want to. Like that just sounds fucking.
No,
weird.
you dude, Terrifier 1, Terrifier 1's more a proof of concept movie than anything, but Terrifier 2 is great. But the kills are spectacular in both movies, man. They're really, really good, and I think. Terrifier 2 is one of the greatest horror sequels I've ever seen. Period. It's a great sequel. And it improves on 1 in every which shape, form, and fashion. It's a great sequel. And it adds to the lore of and legend of Art the Clown. It's great. It's a great, great movie. And they're coming out with part 3 next year, which I'm looking forward to. All right. I think that's all we got time for this week, guys. I do want to say a very special happy birthday to Eric, man. Happy birthday to you, and I hope you have a great weekend of video game playing and all kinds of stuff. And, happy birthday to you, Eric. Oh, Bernie says happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Eric.
All right, let's do our plugs.
Today she's gonna reenact that scene.
Yeah. Oh, the.
Birthday.
Oh, are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Okay. Happy birthday, Mr. Hair.
Complete with bloodshot eyes and. All right. Let's do our plugs. Let's start with Eric this time. Let's give Eric the honors this week. Eric, your plugs.
You can find my written reviews on BostonBasherBrigade.com or my audio reviews on the feed for the show. And if you like either of those things and you want to support me or whatever, you can do one time or you can do monthly at whatever rate you want, but as low as $1. That would help out either way. And the link to those, my Patreon, would be in my Twitter profile or my Blue Sky profile, which is at RPGrinders.
All right. Anything else, Eric?
Thanks for all the birthday wishes, and I'm hungry.
Yeah. All right. Breakman, your plugs, please.
Hungry and tired. Eric is ready to go. He needs to get his part. He needs to get the drinking going.
Yeah.
Let me give it some drinking music.
Hey, there you go. I like it. Let's do the little Irish jig here. There you go.
Freaking
Freak 5 is
music.
exiled, you son of a bitch. Where can people find you on Twitter and Blues?
At RPGrinders still on Twitter. Ouch! Is that what's going on? Is it the raw dogging like we talked about earlier? If you
Yeah.
smell burning rubber, it's not a car.
Yeah, it's not a car. All right, you can follow me on social platformings like Blue Sky and X or Twitter, whatever the fuck they're calling it these days. Frank Branches. You can follow me on any of the systems, whether it be, and I will be playing a little bit of the PlayStation this time, not Nintendo. RPGrinders. I have plenty of room for friends on all platforms: Xbox, PS, PlayStation, and the Switch. So. Make sure you hook up with me there. What else do I have to plug? Not much. Just happy birthday, Eric, man. And thanks to everybody in chat, like Scotoma and Freak5 and Wyland. Thank you guys so much for being here. And everybody in the chat as well. Oriana, Owanella, 7B Valette, HV Days, another TV viewer, A10. Bernie B was in there, obviously. Commander Root, Drapsnat, Jason, 70QK4. Lurks was in there. Merksy, Small Streamer Discord, which I believe is a bot. I don't know. Streamfarer and Vimik. Hopefully that's not related to Valak, the nun. So, anyways.
Nun 2 is on streaming if anybody wants to watch.
What's streaming?
The Nun 2.
Oh, streaming it on what?
I think I saw it on either HBO Max or Peacock. I'm not
Sweet.
sure.
I got both of those, so I'll be okay. All right. That's all we got for this week. Happy birthday, Eric, and hope you guys stay safe this weekend. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. Happy birthday. All right, everybody in chat, you guys rock. Newest edition of Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, digitally, but I'm also getting a copy of VTM card game. That's cool. That's really cool. All right, guys in chat, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend, and if you get a chance to tell Eric happy birthday on social platforming, do so as well. All right, guys, later. Have a great